Hi, the purpose of this video is to communicate to all employees of the Henderson County Schools our financial status of our district and a plan to help balance the budget for the 15-16 school year. Please know that this information may be a little different than you heard from me, especially if our staff meeting was before spring break. After the internal audit was presented on April 2nd, we now have a complete financial picture of where we are and what we need to do. So, let's get started.
The 2013-14 audit report was presented to the Board of Education in the fall. It indicated the budget was overspent by $4.6 million. So we began researching what expenditures might have caused overspending. It was determined technology and textbooks were large purchase order amounts, and so were substitute costs. Our research also indicated that within the last 3 years, 80 new positions were added. So we immediately started to do two things. One, review how effectively we were using our staffing formula at each school and at the central office. And two, Cindy Cloutier, our Director of Finance, asked if an internal audit could be conducted as well. At the conclusion of the internal audit, we learned that we would need to reduce our yearly spending by $6.7 million to balance at the end of the 2015-16 school year. Historically, over the last 5 years, we have continued to spend more than the amount of revenue that we brought in. In this chart, you can see how our unassigned fund balance continued to decrease, as has our contingency. After the $6.7 million reduction, it is estimated that we will have a $4.2 million contingency for the 15-16 school year. Today, our personnel costs are between 84% and 85% of the total working budget. This leaves a very small percentage of the budget left to pay for day-to-day operations, such as utilities, maintenance, paper costs, transportation costs, textbooks, innovative technology, just to name a few. Ideally, we need to move that percentage to 75%, and we need to generate more revenue coming into the general fund. So you might ask, how did we grow those personnel costs to almost 85%? Well, there's 3 main ways that we did this. At some schools and buildings, we added staff for a change in enrollment, but then the year following, we didn't adjust the staffing. Another way is that we've employed staff through grant funds, and then when the grant funds ran out, we just rolled those employees into general fund. And lastly, in some instances, we've just added new positions or created new positions in different schools and buildings. In the past 3 weeks, all Henderson County Schools administrators, that's principals and central office, have planned, given input, and sorted the information. We will be successful in meeting the challenge of reducing our budget by $6.7 million while maintaining the level of excellence our students deserve. It will take courage and leadership from all of us. This slide shows the plan that I will be recommending to the board for approval. There are 2 work sessions scheduled with the board to discuss this topic. The first one is April 30th at 7:30 a.m. and the second is May 4th at 5:30 p.m. 2 large expenditures I want to mention to everyone that will be recommended to be eliminated starting the 15-16 school year are optional days and the 186th day. 3 years ago, all 240-day administrators gave up 2 of their optional days, and staff with a contract of 200 to 239 days gave up 1 optional day. This was done so teachers could keep all of their optional days. However, now we're in a situation where we all need to give up a few of our days, so then across the district we will be able to keep a few more staff members that will directly touch our children every day. Another piece of information I feel I must discuss are the different funds every school system has established. We are talking about reducing our general fund $6.7 million. However, please remember that we do have other funds, and only in those funds can be used for certain designated purposes. For example, capital outlay. Capital outlay can only be used for construction and renovation. No personnel costs can come out of it. So yes, you're going to continue to see roof repairs, a CTE renovation, a new Spotsville school in a few years, and updated flooring. Another fund completely separate from general fund is child nutrition. So yes, we will continue to see new equipment in kitchens and new tables and chairs in our cafeterias. It is very specific how child nutrition money can be spent. We also receive state and federal professional development money. So we will still have professional development, and staff members will be allowed to travel to professional development activities. Personnel expenditures cannot be taken from any of these restricted funds. Other funds are listed on your slide as well. This is a challenging time for us in the Henderson County Schools. We have not had to experience a reduction in staff to this magnitude in many, many years. We all come to work to make a difference in someone's life. We all work for our students. We all recognize the decisions that have to be made that will affect us, affect our colleagues and our friends that we work with every day. It is our reaction to this challenge or adversity, not the challenge itself, that determines our character. And the character of the Henderson County Schools is that of excellence. Please do not hesitate to email me or call me if you have any questions. It is important that we all have the same accurate and concise information.